Your habits will determine your future. And I know this to be true because I implemented a new habit into my life back in March 2020. And this one habit has completely changed my life. And that is exactly what I want to talk about in today's video. Because habits are super powerful. They can truly make or break a man. Constructive habits can take you to the height of heights, while destructive habits can take you down to the lowest of lows. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the actual habit that I implemented into my life. And I've talked about this one quite a lot on this channel, but it's so powerful, and it's transcendental meditation. And TM, or transcendental meditation, is something that I've done twice every single day since 31st of March 2020. And it's very simple. You basically just sit down in a chair for 20 minutes twice every single day. I do it first thing in the morning, but also after lunch. I sit down for 20 minutes, I close my eyes, and I repeat a mantra into my head. And basically what happens when I do TM is that I dive deep within myself, I find deep rest, and then when I come out of my TM, I can dive straight into deep work, have more focus, more clarity, remove all my stress and worries, etc. And that is exactly what I want to talk about in this video, what TM has actually done for me, because the truth is it has truly changed my life. So benefit number one that transcendental meditation has helped me with is to become worry-free. Because before I started with TM, I was worrying like all the time, mostly about customers and clients. I had great clients. They were super happy with my services and they were paying me handsomely, but I was still worrying about what would happen if they stopped to pay me. And this worry was so unnecessary, but it had a huge negative impact on my life because the worry turned into worse sleep, and the worse sleep turned into bad moods, and bad moods turned into bad relationships, etc. It had a huge negative ripple effect on my life. So the first thing I really noticed with TM was that my worries kind of just falled away. They just disappeared. It was kind of crazy. And I remember like 4 days in or 5 days in after doing transcendental meditation twice every single day, I kind of just sat in my room. And it was for the first time in a very, very long time in my life that I felt completely free in a sense. I didn't have this chatter in my head that I think a lot of us have from day to day. We constantly have a bunch of different thoughts kind of coming to us. And when I gave myself some time to rest and do some transcendental meditation, all this chatter kind of just quieted down. So just this first point, by removing worry, was completely worth it for me to do TM every single day. The second thing transcendental meditation helped me with was to focus better. Because what I do every single day, I do my TM in the morning as mentioned, and when my TM is done, I dive straight into deep work. So I do deep work for 3 hours every single morning between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. And what happens when I do my TM before that is that when I come out of the meditation, I can focus so much easier. It's kind of like if I work on one thing, that is the only thing in my reality. I'm not thinking about 1,000 different things. So it helps me to produce a lot more higher quality work and content for my clients. And I just feel a lot better as well because I accomplish what I want to accomplish during the day with no or very, very little effort, because all this negative mental chatter that I had in my head before is gone. So TM has definitely helped me to achieve better and deeper focus in my life and in my work. The third thing that TM helped me with was that I could sleep better and rest more. And this actually had a quite negative effect initially, because what happens quite often when people start with TM is that they kind of crash. At least I did, and my sister did as well. It's like your body and your mind has been going on overdrive for years, and now you start to do meditation and you start to sleep better and rest more, and you're kind of giving your body some time to like recoup and start to heal and just rest a bit more. So it's not uncommon that people kind of crash when they do TM. They start to just sleep a ton more. And I definitely had a period doing that. It was like a month or something like that. But once you come out of this period, you will feel like a new human being. It was like all stress disappeared. I'm worry-free, etc., etc. Another thing I can mention here as well is that I decided to stop caffeine during this process as well. So I implemented TM and I removed all caffeine and all coffee and all energy drinks from my life. I never drank any energy drinks, but I thought I would mention it anyways. I removed all caffeine. And TM alone made me crash, but when I removed caffeine, I crashed even more. So I had a period for like 3 to 6 months where I felt kind of bad. I felt like shit, truth be told, but but then once I came out of it, I feel a huge difference. I never crash during the day now. I never have to take naps. I just do my team in the morning and after lunch, and I can work for hours undisturbed, super focused. So TM definitely helped me to sleep more and rest more, and sleep and rest better to get higher quality sleep as well, which is super important if we want to work better and live longer and live healthier and happier, etc. The next thing that TM helped me with, which is kind of an effect from all of the other benefits that I just mentioned, is that I started to create higher quality output with everything that I was working on, essentially. So it makes sense, right? If I sleep better, if I'm more restful, if I'm more focused and happier, if I have a more positive mental attitude, and if I don't crash during the day, I will be able to produce higher quality work and content for my clients and in my business, right? So by just implementing this one habit, it had a huge ripple effect in my life and in my business, and I started to produce higher quality output in pretty much everything that I do. And this is why so many successful people do transcendental meditation, like Ray Dalio, for example, the billionaire who wrote the book Principles. He talks about TM in his book Principles, and he talks about Steve Jobs as well, that he was also into these types of things. And Ray Dalio says that TM has been one of the biggest impacts and biggest causes of him achieving the success that he has been able to achieve in his life. And not only in terms of business and money, but in life and relationships, family, etc. The next thing I want to talk about is earning more. So I started to earn more money when I started to do TM, right? It makes sense. If I create higher quality output, if I'm more focused, if I'm happier, if I can help my clients better, I'm gonna get more clients, I'm gonna earn more. So this is also like an effect from this input of doing transcendental meditation. So if you run a business, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to scale, you want to earn more, take control of yourself, rest more, sleep more, do transcendental meditation if you want to, or implement some type of other meditation. But if you can become a healthier person that can focus better, focus more, produce higher quality content, you're gonna earn more as well. The next thing I want to talk about is that TM definitely made me happier as well. And the biggest cause of me becoming happier of doing TM is that all my worries disappeared. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I was worrying a ton, and truth be told, I was also quite angry before I did TM. And it wasn't like I went around and cursed people or started fights with people, nothing like that. But I had this negative feedback loop in my head, this negative chatter that constantly talked to me about different things, and that made me angry. So when I started TM, this chatter disappeared, this worry disappeared, and I became like a new person, or rather I became myself in a sense. I removed everything that wasn't myself, and I became Max again, like my true self. So I could just sit down and I didn't have to worry or be angry about things that I just imagined in my head. I can just focus on the reality or the things that was in front of me, and that made me a ton happier. It made me a lot happier. So if you want to become happier, it's actually pretty simple. You just have to care about yourself a little bit more, rest more, sleep more, take care of yourself, implement transcendental meditation or any other type of meditation. Don't put too much negative stuff into your head. Too much entertainment is not that good. Don't drink a ton of caffeine or take a lot of stimulants into your head, because it's gonna make you tired, more stressed, it's gonna create more worry, more anger, more fear, etc, etc. So it's actually kind of simple, at least it was for me. By just relaxing a bit more, stressing less, sleeping better, implementing transcendental meditation, it made me a ton happier. The next thing it helped me with was to make me a lot healthier as well. So the biggest thing I've learned about health last couple of years is that stress is a big killer in our society today. Because I think a lot of people are living in constant stress. Like the animals, for example, right? If you're a gazelle and you see a lion, like you become stressful for a couple of minutes and you run away, right? But we humans, is we have a mind, and since we have a more developed mind, and since we have imagination and we can think out into the future, we can also relive certain things from the past. A lot of us are constantly stressed. We're constantly living in this stressful state, and that is taking a toll on you. If you're currently stressing, your mind is sending out chemicals into your body that is making you stiff. It makes your heart work a ton harder than it should. You sleep worse, and it just has a huge negative ripple effect on your life. And if you're mixing that with a ton of stimulants like nicotine or drugs or alcohol or a ton of caffeine and energy drinks, it's not good for you. It's not good for you at all. So again, the biggest thing I've really learned about health is just to don't stress that much. Don't take yourself and everything so serious. Just chill out, remove all the bad things in your life. And yeah, it might suck for a half year or a year or 3 months or whatever by removing all these stimulants that you're pretty much addicted to, or at least I was. But in the long run, in the long term, you're gonna live a lot happier and healthier life if you can just stress less. And I've never been like in a deep depressive state myself. The lowest I've been was when I quit caffeine, but that disappeared and I knew that it was because of the caffeine. But I have a very close friend who actually went through a deep depressive state, eating disorder and so forth. So I've been very close to these types of depressions that people go through. And I actually become a little bit emotional when I talk about it, because I've seen in close hand how people actually feel when they feel really, really bad. And that is why I think I myself so passionate about mental health for people, because I know that if people just chilled out a little bit more and didn't stress so much, they would be a lot happier essentially. So I didn't plan to become a bit emotional in this video, but hey, that's life, right? So yeah, let's continue. The last thing I want to talk about that TM helped me with is that it helped me to create a lot more meaningful relationships as well. Because I'm personally kind of like a lone wolf. I like to work myself. I don't like to be around too many people. I'm not antisocial at all. I can go to a party and be very social, but afterwards I feel very drained, right? I need some alone time to kind of recharge. And I don't have super many friends actually. As I've gotten older, I've actually reduced the amount of friends that I have, but I really value the relationships that I have, and I spend a ton of time with them and with those type of people. And since TM really helped me to become a better person, meaning I stress less, I don't worry as much, I feel better myself, I can give more and create more meaningful relationships as well. So transcendental meditation is definitely a habit that has completely changed my life, and I can highly recommend that you check it out, or any other type of meditation, or just implementing or removing the things in your life that is making you more stressful. So let's just summarize this video. We basically talked about how transcendental meditation made me to worry less. It also helped me to focus better and sleep better. It helped me to create higher quality work and higher quality output, which also helped me to produce better work in my business and helped me to earn more money in my business as well. It made me a lot more happier and also a lot healthier, and it helped me to create a lot more meaningful relationships as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below as well. Let me know what you think about this habit, and also let me know if you have any specific habit that you've implemented into your life that has had a huge positive effect, or a negative effect for that matter as well. And if you enjoy content about entrepreneurship and productivity and business, etc., consider subscribing. And yeah, that's it. I hope to see you in the next video.